Hi everybody, Jess-c here from jessiebanks.com, and I'm back with another card process. This time I'm using the Greeting Farms new release. It'll be out actually today, because this video will go live on the 15th of February. So this is the Mega Mini Remix Liftoff. I do believe it is. Mega Mini Liftoff is the name of the stamp. They're awesome. They've got all sorts of balloons, and the characters are tiny, and they're absolutely adorable. So I stamped her out, and now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of adjusting the string. The nice thing about clear stamps and them being so thin is you can kind of curve them and get them to do what you want in order to add the balloon at the top. So I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of a wave. Now I know that it wouldn't actually have a wave in order to have a helium balloon, but that's completely irrelevant because it's a card and I'm having fun, and that's what I wanted to do. So I'm going to stamp the string on here, and then I'm going to stamp out the balloon. And I'm just using the round balloon for the first. There's the first one. So now I got the string on again, and I'm going to stamp it out for the second time. I know I didn't record me putting it back on, but that's okay. So that'll be our second one, and I've masked it off, and now I'm going to stamp out the second balloon. So I just die cut masks out of post-it paper that's sticky completely on the back side, and then I cut it out and stuck it on top of the balloon. Then I stamped out the second balloon. Now I'm going to put on the third string and stamp out one more balloon. So she's going to be hanging on to 3 little balloons here. And I've stamped this all out on Neenah Solar White 180 pound cardstock because I'm going to do some distress ink blending in the background and then color it with my Copics. So I enjoy this paper for that. I find I have to layer a little more ink on to get the appearance I want, but it works fantastic for it being able to use both mediums. Stamping out our last balloon here. And now I was going to peel that off, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I want to do distress ink blending. So I cut out some more masks, 2 more for the balloon and then the little girl as well. And now I'm going in, I'm starting off, this is Squeezed Lemonade Distressing. And I kind of wanted to do sort of a sunsetty or a sunrise type feel to the background. So I'm starting with yellow. This is mustard seed I'm adding in there as well. Just concentrated in the center bottom portion of the card. And we're just slowly blending that out and working it. I'm working on, this is actually just my kitchen table right now. So it's a smooth surface and I can wipe it off after, nothing absorbs into it. I think I'm looking for, there we go, the pad. And this is dried marigold, I do believe. I couldn't read it quick enough. I have everything here sped up. This is 2 times the original speed, so it's going a fair bit faster than I actually did it, but you can still see everything real well. So I'm just blending that orange in, and I just pick up more and slowly layer it in. I'm not in a hurry, so I want to get nice transitions between my colors. And now I'm adding in some more yellow. And then I'm going to take, I think I take pink next. Yep, this is Worn Lipstick and Picked Raspberries are the 2 pinks I'm using. So I'm starting off with the Worn Lipstick, and then I'll add in some of the Picked Raspberries. And I'm working everything. I'm starting off of the page or on the mask and working into the card. The kitty's playing with the closet doors, apparently. Anyway. So I'm just slowly going back and forth between all these colors, blending everything together so I get nice smooth transitions. And this is Salty Ocean, I would guess. I couldn't read the colors. I didn't hold them up to the screen. I usually do. But working that in, that'll give me a little bit of purple where that pink touches to the blue. And then this one is, I don't even know. I always have issues remembering what this color is called. I have no idea. Nope, I got nothing. I'll put it in the description box below if I think of it though. And then this will be Wilted Violet, most likely. Because it's super bright and vivid and I love this color. And then I take a spray bottle here, and it's just full of water and Perfect Pearls. So it's like a pearlescent water. And I'm just kind of half squeezing it onto the background so that I get splitters. So I get splats of color sprinkled all over the card front. Those are the words I was trying to say. So they lift up a lot of the color and then they're leaving behind a little bit of shine, which you can't really see in the video or in the pictures, but you can see it in real life. So now I'm just pulling off of our mask here. This one leaves a little bit behind. I'll wipe it off after, once it dries for a second. Just because the mask got so wet, it didn't hurt anything. I just wiped it off with my finger. Now it's later in the day, so the lighting's changed. I've probably turned on my aught light. So I'm going in and I'm just going to color up her skin, adding in the darkest shadows and slowly gonna blend everything out in my typical fashion, working darkest to lightest, going over it, making sure I go over top of the previous colors while I blend everything into the image itself. So this image, or these stamps are available now over at the Greeting Farm. They're so cute. This release was so awesome. Although all of the Greeting Farm stamps are always awesome. I'm addicted and I love them and they're amazing. But that's all my personal opinion. So I'll have the link to where you can find these over at the Greeting Farm website down below. And yeah, it's just going to be typical coloring. When I'm finished, I do go and add some shading around the image. If you guys haven't yet joined the Facebook group, I'll have the link to the Cards and Color Facebook group down below. Definitely pop in and share your work. I have a live color along coming up on the 25th of February. I'm going to do 1 or 2 a month from here on out in the group. It's tons of fun. It's a super small little group and we're having a great time. I'd love for you to join, so that'll be in the description box below as well. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, leave me a comment. I'll get back to you. But I don't know what to talk about because I feel like I keep saying the same thing over and over again in my Copic videos. So I'm doing my hair, and I do my hair backwards when I color with Copic markers. I work light to dark so that my colors don't actually blend together and I get the flicks that I want to have the appearance of strands of hair or clusters of hair. I should have zoomed in so you guys could have seen a little bit better as to what I was doing, but that's okay. So when I go into darker colors, I shorten up my strokes so they don't go as far into the image as the previous color did, and that way I get a nice light highlight running through the hair. She's so cute. This image was nice and easy to color just because her hair is so short and there's no waves or anything in it, so it's relatively straightforward. Now we're going to go in and do her boots and her skirt. And I'm just mapping out where I'm going to have hills and valleys in the skirt so that it looks like it's kind of flowing over her leg. And then blending everything out. And just a little bit of color. So I want to be able to get light enough that you can see the differences in the colors. So you can see the dark shadows and then the highlights. So it's tiny little bits of color. There's not a whole bunch of it just because the image is so small, which makes it super easy to color. But you also have to be mindful of how much of each color you're putting in, or it could just be one dark mess really fast. And I'm giving her a purple shirt. And then when I do the balloons, I'm going to make the balloons darkest where the knot is tied, because that's where the balloon naturally would appear to be the darkest because you're pulling it together to tie the knot. And lightening as we get up to the top of the image. So I'm just taking my time and slowly blending those out so that I'm saturating the paper, because when I color on Neenah paper as opposed to my usual Copic Express It paper, I find that I have to use a little bit more ink in order to get smooth blends. And I did fight with this yellow a little bit because my Y11 marker was dried out and I didn't notice it prior to coloring this balloon. So I fought with it a little bit to get a nice smooth blend, and I ended up ordering a refill for this right after this video was recorded. I have it now, so I'm using it again, but I didn't use it after that. So I was looking at it and then I thought that it was a little bit blotchy and not quite as smooth. And this is what I find with the Nina paper, is a lot of the times when I'm coloring a bigger area like this, I have to go through and give it 2 coats of color, whereas on my Copic Express-It paper, I can get away with 1 and have it blend really nice. So just be mindful of that if you find that you're not getting smooth blends and you're using this paper. It could be that you just need to give it a second coat of color in order to get it to blend like you want it to. And work in smaller areas so that the markers stay wet in the area you're working on, because they blend easier. It takes a lot more work if you let a color dry and then try and blend it out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you pop on over to my blog, we're doing a blog hop, so you can hop along and see everybody else's creations from the design team. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!